My dear child, come close and listen to me right now. Not because I am disappointed in you, not because I have turned my back on you, but because I love you so completely, so deeply, so unconditionally, that staying silent while I watch you walk toward unnecessary pain is something I simply cannot do. When a good parent sees their child about to fall, they do not fold their arms and look the other way. They reach out. They speak up. They step in, and that is exactly what I am doing in this very moment. This is not rejection. This is not punishment. This is the voice of a father who loves you too much to let you drift further without saying something. My love for you has not changed. Not even a little. My mercy is still covering your life the way a warm blanket covers a sleeping child on a cold winter night. My hand has not left your shoulder. My eyes have not looked away from your path. But love that is real, love that is true and deep, will always speak honestly. Love does not just smile and stay quiet when it sees someone heading in the wrong direction. Real love interrupts. Real love reaches in and says, "Wait. Look again. You are moving towards something that is going to hurt you, and I care too much to say nothing. So hear me clearly right now. This is not a closed door. This is mercy standing in the doorway, holding it open, asking you to choose differently while there is still time. Because I need you to understand something very important. Not every door that closes stays closed forever. I can redeem many things. I can restore what was lost. I can breathe life back into things that seemed completely dead. But redemption should never become an excuse to keep resisting what I have already made plain to your heart. Do not use my ability to restore as a reason to keep delaying what I am clearly asking you to do right now. I am speaking with urgency not to crush you, but to awaken you. I want to protect you from the ache of looking back one day and realizing that what felt like harmless waiting was actually a slow, quiet surrender of something very precious. Let that truth land gently in your heart. Let it wake you up without weighing you down. Do not shrink back in guilt. Do not let shame push you into hiding. Instead, let conviction bring you into motion. Turn toward me. If there is still a door open in your life, walk toward it. If there is still a conversation that needs to happen, begin it today. If there is still a chance to act, take it before it passes. If there is still something left unfinished, go and finish it. Do not just sit here feeling touched for a few minutes and then return to the exact same cycle you have always lived in. Break the pattern. Let this moment become your real turning point. I am still with you. I am still working for you. I am still making a way where you see none. But I am asking you now with both tenderness and strength. Do not waste the mercy of this warning. Receive it. Obey it. Move while grace is still warmly inviting you forward. My child, I need you to pay careful attention to what has really been happening in your mind and in your spirit lately, because not every struggle arrives looking like an obvious attack. Sometimes the enemy does not come at you with something dramatic or loud or frightening. Sometimes he comes like fog rolling in on a quiet morning. He comes through confusion that seems completely harmless at first. He comes through emotional heaviness that makes even the simplest things feel strangely and exhaustingly difficult. He comes through endless second guessing, through scattered thoughts that never seem to settle, through sudden fatigue that hits you precisely when you are about to do what I have been asking you to do. You have been telling yourself that you are just overwhelmed, just tired, just overthinking again. And yes, some of that may be true, But I want you to stop assuming that all of it is natural when part of it is spiritual resistance. There is a reason the pressure inside you rises the moment you get close to obedience. There is a reason the task feels heavier when it matters the most. There is a reason your clarity gets cloudy right when you are standing nearest to the open door. Open your eyes to this pattern. Pay attention to it. What you are feeling is not always random. Some of it is warfare that has been specifically designed to keep you circling the same ground instead of finally crossing over into what I have prepared for you. I am not telling you this so you become afraid of every hard day or suspicious of every difficult feeling. I am telling you this so you can become alert, so you can stop treating spiritual resistance like it is just a personality flaw. You have blamed yourself for every foggy moment without ever stopping to ask whether something darker was trying to slow your steps. And here is what the enemy understands that you sometimes forget. He does not always need to destroy the seed if he can simply keep you from planting it. He does not always need to slam the door shut if he can keep you standing and staring at it long enough for the moment to quietly pass. He does not always need to make you fall completely if he can just keep you wandering in indecision long enough to drain your strength down to nothing. That is why I need you to stop cooperating with confusion. Do not sit underneath it like it is your ceiling. Confront it. Bring it into prayer. Call it out by name. Ask me for clear sight, for steady thoughts, and for a spirit that is disciplined and focused. Refuse to let the fog become the atmosphere you live inside. I have given you authority over these things, and I want you to begin using it. Stand up straight in your spirit. Push back against the heaviness that keeps stealing your clarity. Refuse the lie that says you cannot take a single step forward until everything feels perfectly easy and completely comfortable. Here is what I want you to practice. Be direct. Be intentional. Pray short prayers, not vague and cloudy ones. Speak out loud if you need to. Say, Father, clear my mind. Strengthen my spirit. Break this confusion right now. Show me the very next step and help me obey it the moment you show it to me. Then act quickly on whatever I show you before the fog has time to settle back in. If the task is simple, do it immediately. If the call needs to be made, make it now. If the step is already clear, take it before doubt begins whispering in your ear again. Do not negotiate with confusion. Do not entertain the heaviness like it is a welcome guest. Do not let spiritual resistance sit at your table as though it belongs there. You are not powerless in any of this. You are not stuck unless you choose to agree to stay stuck. I am with you, and my light is infinitely stronger than any fog the enemy can produce. So rise right now. Shake off what has been clinging to you. Refuse the haze. Walk in the clarity I am giving you. And do not stop moving toward the breakthrough I am bringing you into. Now, my beloved child, I want to talk to you about something that has quietly been shaping your hesitation for longer than you realize. Too many voices have been living inside your head. Too many opinions have been sitting too close to your decisions. Too many outside thoughts have been influencing what should have been settled in the quiet and sacred place between just you and me. Some of those voices meant well, some of them absolutely did not. Some sounded wise on the surface, but were rooted in comfort and fear rather than faith and calling. And little by little, without even fully noticing it, you started weighing what I was saying against what everyone else around you was thinking. You started filtering my clear instruction through people who do not carry the specific burden I placed on your particular life. And that is exactly where the confusion deepened. That is where your confidence began to quietly and slowly thin out. I am not telling you to throw away all wise counsel. There is absolutely a place for wisdom, and I can speak through people around you. But there is a very important difference between receiving wise counsel and surrendering your obedience to voices that were never meant to lead you in the first place. You need to recognize that difference right now. Come away from all the noise. Sit with me again in the quiet. Let my voice become so clear inside your spirit that the other voices lose their power to delay you any further. Some of the people around you only know what looks safe. They only understand what feels practical and explainable. They only recognize what can be done without risk, without discomfort, without the strange and sometimes uncomfortable stretch that often comes when I call someone into something new and bigger than before. If you keep asking people who are afraid of movement whether you should move forward, they will very often hand you beautifully polished reasons to stay completely still. If you keep leaning on voices that are more committed to protecting your comfort than to strengthening your faith, you will keep circling the same familiar ground again and again. And I want so much more for you than that tired circle. I want you to learn how to return to the secret place and let your personal conviction become stronger than public opinion. I want you to hear me without the crowd interpreting every single word I say to you. You do not need universal agreement from everyone around you in order to obey me. You do not need applause before you step forward. You do not need every person in your life to fully understand the weight of what I am asking. What you need is a clear heart, a listening spirit, and the simple courage to honor what I have already shown you. So, stop handing your next step over to people who cannot see what I have placed inside you. Guard your ear carefully. Guard your peace fiercely. Guard your direction with intention. Now, I want you to do something very practical. Pull back from all the noise in your life for a moment. Turn down the volume of every voice that has been feeding your hesitation. Put down the endless flow of outside opinions. Step away from the crowd that has been living inside your mind. Come and sit with me. Ask me directly, Father, what have you already told me that I keep letting others talk me out of? Then, listen carefully and with an open heart. When I bring it back to the surface, protect it. Do not rush to gather 10 more opinions before you move. Do not run it through the filter of fear again. Pray over it. Confirm it in my presence, and then move. Trust the voice that has carried you safely through every dark season of your life so far. I have not failed you yet, and I am not about to begin now. And now, dear friend, if this message has been speaking to something deep inside your heart, if you feel that stirring, that warmth, that quiet certainty that these words were meant to find you today, then take a moment right now to subscribe to this channel. More messages like this one are waiting for you, and I do not want you to miss a single one. Hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so that every time a new word goes out, you are one of the first to receive it. Now, let us keep going because there is so much more I want to say to you today. My child, I need you to hear something that will change the way you move through your days. You have been waiting for a version of yourself that feels calmer, stronger, more prepared, more emotionally steady, and somehow more certain than you feel right now before you take your next step. You keep looking ahead to some future moment when everything inside you will feel perfectly aligned and ready. But I want you to understand this truth deeply. The grace you need for your next step is not hiding in some future version of you. It is already here. It is present right now. It is in the very breath you are taking. It is in the conviction that keeps rising in your spirit, no matter how many times you try to push it back down. It is in the gentle tug that keeps returning to your heart. It is in the restlessness that refuses to let you completely settle. That is not pressure without help. That is invitation with full provision already included. I never call you forward and then leave you empty, handed at the starting line. If I am asking you to move, I am already supplying everything you need to begin that movement. Stop treating your current moment like it is missing something essential, when I am already standing right here in it with you, already holding out what you need. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission will grow into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Giving to this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-fi community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through hearts that are kind. This is what I say over you now. Each gift you give is like a stream of living water that flows into the life of someone who needs healing. Give, and it will be given to you is not just a verse for Jesus. It is a living promise that shapes your future. Allow me to invite you now with a simple act of faith. Come into this moment with purpose, with honesty, and with hope. The money you give today is not a donation. The act of spiritual obedience that lets your heavens open is what opens them. Let go of your seed and see what God brings back into your life. You have been caught in a cycle, and I want you to see it clearly for what it is. I nudge you, you feel it. You pause, you delay. And then for a brief and temporary moment, you feel relief because the decision has been postponed. But that relief never truly lasts, does it? The restlessness comes back. The thought returns. The same nudge rises again. The same tension revisits your heart in the quiet moments. That is because postponement is not the same as peace. It is only a temporary escape from a decision that is still waiting for you. You have been mistaking the silence that follows delay for stability. But it is not stability. It is only a pause before the unrest returns, usually stronger than before. I want to set you free from that exhausting cycle. I do not want you spending your days being pulled back and forth, between conviction and comfort, between clarity and avoidance, between what I am clearly saying and what fear wants you to believe instead. That pattern has already taken far too much from you. It has drained your energy, thinned your confidence, and kept your spirit looping in a pattern I never designed for your life. So, enough of that. Recognize it today. Refuse it. Break your agreement with it completely. Let this be the moment where you stop negotiating with what I have already made clear to your heart. I am asking you right now very plainly to respond while the grace is fresh and warm on your life. Do not wait for another emotional wave to carry you. Do not ask for one more sign when I have been speaking to you all along. Do not promise yourself you will obey tomorrow. Take the step while the invitation is still alive and breathing in your chest. If it is a call, make it today. If it is a message, send it now. If it is a decision, finalize it. If it is a surrender, lay it down right where you are standing. If it is a beginning, then begin right now in this moment. Let your obedience interrupt the cycle that has kept you circling the same ground for far too long. I am not rushing you into confusion. I am drawing you gently but clearly into alignment. My hand is on this moment. My strength is available in this moment. My peace is ready and waiting to meet you the moment you start moving. Stop resisting the grace that is already reaching for you. Receive it, move with it, and let today be the day you finally stop returning to the same crossroads and instead choose to walk forward with me. My beloved child, I want to speak very directly to the fear that has been making everything in front of you look so much bigger and heavier than it actually is. Because from where you are currently standing, the next step has grown enormous in your imagination. It has become heavy. It has taken on a shape that feels almost impossible to face. And that is exactly what happens when fear is left unchallenged for too long. It stretches the shadow until it looks far larger than the reality. It turns a difficult but very manageable step into what feels like an enormous and immovable wall. It convinces you that what is in front of you is far stronger than what I have placed within you. But I need you to know something with absolute certainty today. Much of what has been intimidating, you will lose the majority of its power the very moment you actually step into it. The enemy has been working hard to keep you at a distance, because distance is where fear finds its strength. Distance is where assumptions multiply and grow wild. Distance is where your imagination becomes a place of torment rather than a place of hope. But the moment you move, the moment you face it, the moment you step into the room or start the conversation or take hold of the assignment, you are going to discover that what looked impossible from far away was never as immovable and terrifying as it appeared. You have been standing at the edge for too long, studying the problem, replaying scenarios in your mind, imagining the worst possible outcomes, and allowing your thoughts to build a mountain out of what may only be a doorway. I do not say that to minimize how real the fear has felt. I know the tension in your chest has been very real. I know the uncertainty has been very loud. But your feelings, as powerful and as real as they are not the final authority over what is actually true. I am the final authority. And I am telling you clearly right now that you have far more authority than you think you do, far more strength than you currently feel, and far more grace resting on your life than you have been giving yourself permission to believe. Some doors are not nearly as locked as they appear to you from a distance. Some conversations are not nearly as impossible as you have built them up to be in your imagination. Some opportunities are still waiting far more patiently than you realize. Some healing is only one honest and courageous step away from beginning. Some peace is hiding on the other side of the very thing you keep finding reasons to avoid. The reason the resistance has felt so strong is not always because the step ahead is dangerous. Sometimes the resistance is strong precisely because the step is deeply decisive. Sometimes it is strong because once you take it, the old cycle begins to break permanently, and certain things can never go back to the way they were. And that matters to the enemy far more than you know. So, I need you to stop staring at the shadow and start listening to my voice above everything else. Move toward the very thing that has been intimidating you. Not recklessly, not without wisdom, but steadily and with trust. Take my hand and walk toward it. Open the email, make the call, have the conversation, submit the work, tell the truth, face the issue. Step into the room. Let your faith stop being something you only think about and let it become something visible in your actual choices. I will not leave you alone in that moment. I will steady your words. I will strengthen your spirit. I will give you wisdom exactly when you need it most. But I need your feet to move. I need your trust to become visible through action. The shadow has already had far too much power over your mind for far too long. Do not give it even one more day. Walk forward now, and you will see how quickly fear begins to lose the throne it never should have been sitting on in the first place. My beloved child, this is the moment where conviction must finally become action. You have heard me through every nudge, every restless night, every quiet stirring, every moment when truth rose in your heart and simply refused to leave. I have been patient with you. I have given you space to heal, space to think, space to breathe, space to discern. But now I am speaking more directly, because this is no longer the season for endless circling. This is the moment where you must decide whether you will keep giving your place over to fear and delay and hesitation, or whether you will finally rise and move with me into what I have been preparing for you. Do not sit with this word today and let it become just another emotional moment that fades completely by tomorrow morning. Do not let this become another holy interruption that you admired deeply but never actually obeyed. Let it become your real turning point. Let it become the line in the sand. Let it become the moment you stop handing your calling over to a tomorrow that keeps moving further away and start walking in what I have already placed directly before you. Come close now and feel the full weight of this moment. This is not pressure designed to crush you. This is an invitation designed to awaken you. You already know deep inside exactly what I am pointing to. You do not need another long explanation. You know the thing you have been delaying. You know the step you have rehearsed 100 times in your mind, but kept avoiding in real life. You know the message, the call, the decision, the boundary, the beginning, the ending, the surrender. The act of courage that keeps coming back to you in every quiet moment. Stop pretending you need more information when what you truly need is simply the willingness to agree with me and move. I am not asking you to become completely fearless in a single instant. I am asking you to stop letting fear be the shepherd that leads your life. I am asking you to let your trust in me become visible through your choices. I am asking you to choose movement while the grace for this specific moment is still warm and alive. The window is open right now. The way is clear before you. The next step is far clearer than you have been willing to admit to yourself. So, respond now in a way your spirit can actually feel, not just a thought agreement. Make it real. Get still, pray, surrender the outcome to me, and then stand up and do the thing you already know I have been asking of you. Send it, say it, end it, begin it, confront it, release it, step toward it. Whatever it is, do not let another day pass with your obedience, sitting quietly in theory while your whole life keeps moving around it. I am with you in this very moment. My wisdom is completely available to you. My peace is ready to meet you in motion. And when you obey, you will look back and realize that this was not just another message that passed through you. This was the moment everything began to genuinely change, because you finally stopped waiting for the perfect feeling and chose to move with me before the opportunity quietly slipped through your hands. And now, dear friend, before we go any further into this conversation, I want to pause and remind you to subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already. Every week, powerful messages like this one are released specifically to encourage, strengthen, and guide you forward. You do not want to miss what is coming next. Subscribe right now. Hit the bell so you never miss a single message, and let us keep going, because there is still so much more ahead. My child, stand up straight and listen to me carefully. I see you stepping out of your front door every single morning and walking into a world that is hard, demanding, and constantly working to pull you down. I feel every moment when harsh words from someone at work cut right into you. I see the heavy exhaustion you carry when the world keeps demanding more than you feel you can possibly give. But here is what I want you to know with absolute certainty. You do not have to fight this daily battle in your own fragile and limited strength. I have prepared a very real and very powerful protection for you, and I want you to put it on every single morning before you face the day. Think of it like armor that a soldier puts on before going into battle. Not physical armor made of metal, but spiritual armor made of truth and faith and peace and salvation. And the very first piece is this: every single morning before you do anything else, wrap the truth around your heart and your mind like a belt drawn tight, because every day the voice of the enemy whispers into your ear. He tells you that you are a failure. He tells you that you are not smart enough, not good enough, not attractive enough, not capable enough to succeed at the things that matter most to you. He tells you that the mistakes you made in your past have permanently disqualified you from having a beautiful future. Do you recognize those whispers? Do you feel that cold guilt when you look in the mirror? That is a lie, and you must refuse to receive it. The truth is that you are completely forgiven. You are wonderfully made. You are deeply and unconditionally loved. Wrap that truth around yourself every single morning, and do not let the day pull it off of you. The next piece of protection is for your heart specifically. And your heart needs it because hearts break so easily. They get broken by rejection, by the coldness of other people, by the deep unfairness of life. You have learned to protect your heart by building walls around it, by shutting people out before they get close enough to hurt you, by pretending that you do not care when inside you care deeply. But walls do not actually protect a heart. They only isolate it. Let me protect your heart instead. Not through distance from people, but through the deep and settled knowledge that your worth is not determined by how people treat you. You do not have to be perfect to be fully loved by me. You just have to rest in my perfect and unchanging love for you, and let that be the foundation everything else is built on. And look at your feet. You are walking every day on ground that is sharp and painful. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-Fi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself, Jesus says. This is not history, it is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. The drama in your family, the toxic tension at work, the endless stream of bad news pouring through every screen around you. All of it cuts into your peace if you let it. So, before you walk into any of those environments, prepare yourself. Carry my peace into every room you enter. And is not a passive, quiet kind of peace. This is the kind of peace that enables you to walk straight through a room full of angry and stressed people and remain steady and calm. It is the kind of peace that changes the atmosphere of a room because you brought it in with you. And when the sudden scary attacks come at you out of nowhere, the unexpected bill, the late night phone call, the sudden wave of panic that hits you without warning, hold up your faith like a shield. Do not drop it when the pressure gets heavy. Hold it higher. Your faith is not just a feeling. It is a decision to believe what I have said is true, even when everything around you seems to be saying otherwise. And protect your mind. I see how you lie awake at 200 in the morning with your thoughts racing through every worst-case scenario imaginable, playing old painful conversations on an endless loop. Your thoughts are under attack, and I want you to protect them every single day. You belong to me, and your future is completely secure in my hands, regardless of how things look right now. And do not just stand there taking hit after hit. You have a weapon too. Use it. When fear tells you that everything is going to fall apart, speak my promises out loud. Say them in your car. Say them in your bedroom. Say them in the mirror. Speak life into your own situation. Tell the darkness to back away, because you are armed with truth, protected by love, and held securely in the hands of the Creator of the universe himself. My precious one, we need to have a very honest conversation about the people you are currently allowing into your closest circles. Because a significant part of the exhaustion you are carrying right now comes not just from circumstances, but from certain relationships. I want you to take an honest look at who you are spending your most important time and energy with. You know the ones I mean. The friends who only appear when they need something from you and leave you feeling completely empty when they are gone. The people at work who pull you into toxic conversations that make you feel worse about yourself and others the moment you walk away. The family members who constantly mock your faith and belittle your dreams. I love every single one of those people, but I am asking you to create healthy and necessary distance from the patterns that are draining your life. First, let go of the bitterness you are still carrying toward those who have genuinely wronged you. I know what was done to you was unfair. I know it was painful. I saw every tear you cried in private because of what they did. But holding on to that bitterness is not punishing them. It is slowly destroying you. It is affecting your sleep, your health, your peace, and your relationship with me. Let it go. Not because what they did was acceptable. Not because they deserve your forgiveness, but because you deserve to be free. Place them in my hands. I am the one who judges rightly. And when you release the anger, you release yourself from a prison they may not even know you are sitting in. Set firm and clear boundaries in your relationships. Your time, your energy, your mind, and your emotional health are not a dumping ground for other people's chaos. Saying no is not a selfish act. It is a holy and necessary act of stewardship over the life I gave you. If a relationship is consistently leaving you feeling worthless, anxious, distant from me, or worse than before you engaged with it, you need to create distance. Walk away from conversations that tear others down. Walk away from environments that require you to hide or dim the light I put inside you just to be accepted. That is not the community I have designed for your life. Instead, look intentionally for the people who speak life over you when you are too tired to speak it over yourself. Look for the friendships where you feel genuinely stronger in your faith after spending time together, not weaker. Look for the voices that challenge you lovingly to become more rather than making you feel like you will always be less. When you create space by removing what is draining you, I will fill that space with the right people, the divine connections I have specifically chosen for your next season. Trust me in that process. My dear child, I want to speak directly to your mind for a moment, because your mind has been under serious pressure, and you may not have fully recognized just how heavy that pressure has become. You are carrying a mental weight that I never intended for you to carry. And a large part of that weight comes from what you are consistently allowing into the space of your thoughts every single day. Think about how your mornings typically begin. Before your eyes are even fully open, before you have taken a single slow breath, before you have said one word to me, your hand reaches for your phone. And instantly the panic, the noise, the crisis, the anger, and the manufactured urgency of the entire world pours directly into your spirit. You absorb someone else's stress before you have even stood up. You take on worry about things happening on the other side of the planet before you have addressed what is happening in your own heart. And then you wonder why by mid-morning you already feel anxious and depleted and overwhelmed. I want you to become very intentional about what you allow into your mind. Your mind is not a trash can. It is a sacred space, and it deserves to be protected. Filter what you watch. Filter what you listen to. Filter the conversations you participate in. This is not being naive or hiding from reality. This is being a faithful and wise steward of the most important piece of equipment you have been given. What goes in will always come out in the form of your words, your decisions, your emotions, and your behavior. Think about the time you spend scrolling through the highlight reels of other people's lives. You see their perfect pictures, their beautiful homes, their wonderful trips, their smiling families, and something dark and heavy quietly drops into your chest. You look at your own real and imperfect life, and you feel like a failure by comparison. But you are comparing your real life to someone else's carefully edited presentation. That comparison is stealing your joy and blinding you to the genuine beauty and blessing that is already present in your own story. Reject that comparison the moment it arrives. It is a thief, and it does not deserve your attention. Instead of feeding your mind the world's constant diet of fear and outrage and comparison, give your mind something better. Give it truth. Give it beauty. Give it gratitude. Give it hope. When anxious and spiraling thoughts start to take over, stop them. Hold them up to the light of what I have actually said and spoken over your life. When a thought arrives telling you that you are worthless or hopeless, or that things will never get better, do not just accept it because it arrived. Examine it, challenge it. Replace it with what I say about you, because what I say about you is the only version that is actually true. Create quiet spaces in your day. Even 5 minutes of true silence, screens off, noise off, demands off, can begin to do remarkable things for your tired mind. In that silence, I will speak. In that quiet, I will bring clarity. In that stillness, I will wash away the confusion and replace it with the steady and clear direction you have been searching for. But you have to be willing to create the space. You are the gatekeeper of your own mind. Guard it with intention and care. And dear friend, I want to take you inside your home for a moment too. Because what happens within those walls matters enormously. When you step through your front door at the end of a hard day, what is the feeling that meets you? Is it warmth and peace? Or is it tension and disconnection? I see the silence that has grown up between people in the same household. I see the way everyone retreats to their own corner with their own screen. And no one is really present with anyone else anymore. I see the harsh words that get spoken in moments of frustration and exhaustion. I see how the enemy uses the business and the tiredness of daily life to create distance. between the people who are supposed to be each other's greatest source of love and safety. Your home was designed to be a sanctuary, a place where the hardness of the outside world cannot follow you through the door, a place where people feel genuinely safe, genuinely seen, and genuinely loved. That is the vision I have for the space where you live and where you rest, and where you raise the people entrusted to your care. So, I want you to be intentional about the atmosphere you are creating there. Before you walk through your door after a difficult day, pause for just a moment. Leave the stress of the day outside. Decide before you go in that you are going to bring peace into that space rather than pulling in everything that drained you. Say a quiet prayer. Father, let my peace enter this home with me. Let my presence bring warmth and not more tension. Be the one in your household who models forgiveness quickly, who chooses a soft answer when a harsh one would be easy, who puts the phone down and actually looks at the person across the table, who says I love you and means it fully, who prays over the people in that house even when they do not ask for it. One person carrying my presence into a home can change the entire atmosphere of that home. Let that person be you. And now let us pause again here. If this message is reaching you and speaking to something real in your life, I want to encourage you once more to make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Share this message with someone you know who needs to hear it today. You never know whose turning point your simple act of sharing might become. Now let us press forward, because we are not finished yet. My dear child, I want to sit with you a little longer today, because what I have to say next is something your heart has been quietly waiting to hear for a very long time. You have been walking around with a question buried deep inside you. Not always a question you could put into words. Sometimes it was just a feeling, a persistent, low-burning wondering that never quite went away, no matter how busy you kept yourself. And the question is simply this: why am I here? Not in the philosophical sense that philosophers debate in their books, but in the most personal and immediate sense. Why am I this specific person with this specific history, with these specific wounds, and these specific gifts here, in this specific moment of time? What is the actual reason for my existence beyond simply surviving from one day to the next? I want to answer that question for you today. Not in vague and poetic language that sounds beautiful, but leaves you no more certain than before. In plain and honest words that your spirit can actually hold on to and build its life upon. You are here because I had something very specific in mind when I made you. Not a general purpose that could apply to anyone. A particular and unique purpose that can only be fulfilled by you. The exact combination of everything you have experienced, everything you have survived, everything you have learned through both your victories and your failures, everything you carry in the specific way that you carry it, all of that together creates something the world cannot get from any other source. It can only get it from you. This is not flattery. I do not speak flattery. I speak truth, and I am telling you, as plainly as I know how, that your existence is not accidental and your purpose is not generic. The world has a need that is shaped exactly like you. And every day you spend living smaller than who you truly are is a day that need goes unmet. I am not saying this to put pressure on you. I am saying this to set you free from the lie that you are ordinary, replaceable, or without meaningful contribution to make. You are none of those things. You never were. But here is what I have observed in you, and I say this with complete tenderness and zero condemnation. You have been waiting to feel worthy, before you step into what I created you for. You have been waiting to feel healed enough, strong enough, refined enough, prepared enough. You are about to enter your divine future. Remember that this message does not end with you. People can use your breakthrough to get where they need to go. Through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Fi community, you can help this mission. By doing so, you are sowing into the awakening, deliverance, and restoration of souls who are still trapped in darkness. This is not poetry when Jesus says, "Give, and heaven will open over you." Every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and safety for your family. Now is your time, my child. Have faith, and as you do, watch God multiply what you let go of. You have been treating your calling like a reward that gets handed out after you have finally gotten everything together and cleaned up all the messy places inside yourself. But that is not how this works. That is not how I designed it to work. I do not call perfect people. I call willing ones. I do not wait for you to have no more wounds before I put you to work. I use you in the middle of your healing. In fact, some of the most powerful things I will ever do through you will come directly out of the places that hurt the most. The very wounds you are ashamed of, the very struggles you have tried to hide, the very parts of your story you wish you could edit out entirely. Those are often the places where my greatest power flows most clearly. Because when broken people see another broken person walking in grace and strength and purpose, they do not feel judged. They feel hope. They feel that if it is possible for that person, then perhaps it is possible for them too. And that is exactly the kind of hope the world desperately needs right now. So, stop waiting to be finished before you begin. You will never be completely finished this side of eternity. The process of growth and healing and becoming is lifelong. If you wait until you are perfect, you will wait forever, and the people who need it, what only you carry, will never receive it. Begin now. Begin imperfect. Begin uncertain. Begin with the wounds still healing and the questions still present. Because beginning imperfectly is infinitely more powerful than never beginning at all. And I will meet you in the middle of your beginning, and I will do things through your obedience that your imperfection cannot stop. Now, my child, I need to speak to you about the season of waiting you have been in. Because for some of you, the struggle has not been about refusing to move. It has been about moving and praying and trusting and doing everything you know to do, and still not seeing the thing you have been believing for arrive. And that kind of waiting carries a different kind of pain. It is not the pain of disobedience. It is the pain of faithfulness without yet seeing the fruit. And I want to speak directly into that place because I see you there and I see how tired you are becoming. Waiting is one of the hardest things I will ever ask of you. Not because it is passive as people sometimes mistakenly think. Genuine waiting in faith is actually one of the most active and spiritually demanding things a person can do. It requires you to hold on to what you cannot yet see, while everything visible seems to be saying something different. It requires you to keep trusting the voice you heard in the secret place, even when the circumstances are loudly contradicting it. It requires you to resist the constant temptation to take matters into your own hands, to manufacture the outcome, to force the door open before the time is right. Waiting is hard work, and you have been doing it faithfully, and I have seen every single day of it. But I need you to understand something about the waiting seasons of your life that your natural mind cannot fully grasp on its own. The waiting is not empty time. It is not wasted time. It is not time that you will look back on and wish you had spent doing something else. The waiting season is where I am doing some of the most important and most necessary work of your entire journey. Work that cannot be rushed. Work that cannot be done in any other way. Work that requires exactly the kind of pressure and silence and uncertainty and faith that the waiting season produces. Think about how a tree grows. The parts of the tree you can see, the leaves, the branches, the fruit, those are not actually where the most important growth is happening. The most critical work is happening underground in the root system that nobody can see. And those roots need time. They need to go deep before the tree can go high. If you tried to rush a tree into producing fruit before the roots were deep enough to sustain it, the fruit would be small and sour, and the tree would be vulnerable to the first strong wind that came along. But when the roots have gone deep through months and years of quiet underground growth, the fruit that eventually comes is abundant, and the tree can stand through storms that would destroy a shallower plant. You are that tree, and I am growing your roots right now. I am taking you deeper into trust, deeper into character, deeper into spiritual maturity, deeper into the kind of unshakable foundation that will be able to hold the weight of everything I am planning to do through your life. If I brought the fruit too early before the roots were ready, it would not be good for you. It would actually harm you. The weight of the blessing would be more than the current depth of your roots could sustain. So, I am not withholding from you. I am protecting you. I am preparing you. I am making you ready for something bigger and more lasting than what you could handle right now in this moment. Hold on a little longer, not with gritted teeth and white knuckles as though you are barely surviving, but with the deep and settled trust of someone who knows the character of the one they are waiting on. You know who I am. You have seen my faithfulness in your past. You have felt my presence in your darkest moments. You know that I do not lie and I do not forget and I do not abandon my people. So, let that knowledge be the anchor that holds you steady while the visible world says nothing is happening. Something is happening. It is just happening underground where you cannot yet see it. And here is something else I want you to hold on to during the waiting. The delay is not a denial. I need to say that again because some of you have slowly, quietly, without fully realizing it, begun to treat the delay as though it is a no. You have begun to interpret the silence as rejection. You have begun to wonder if maybe you heard wrong, or if maybe you misunderstood, or if maybe what you believed for was never really mine to give, and that interpretation is not correct, and I need you to release it before it does more damage to your faith. A delay is not a denial. Silence is not absence. When a farmer plants a seed and then sees nothing for weeks, he does not dig the seed back up and conclude that nothing is growing. He knows that growth is happening beneath the surface. He knows that the silence of the soil does not mean the seed is dead. He knows that patience in the process is part of the process itself. And so he waters, he tends the soil. He keeps showing up and eventually, always, the green shoot breaks through the surface and what was happening in the invisible becomes visible. Your breakthrough is like that seed. It is growing. It is alive. It is moving toward the surface. And the fact that you cannot see it yet is not evidence that it does not exist. It is only evidence that you are still in the underground phase of this particular journey. Keep watering. Keep tending. Keep showing up. Keep praying and trusting and obeying, because the shoot is coming. And when it breaks through, you will look back at every day of waiting and understand exactly why each one was necessary. Not one day was wasted. Not one prayer was unheard. Not one tear fell without meaning. And now, dear friend, a quick reminder. If this message is speaking life into your situation today, please take a moment and subscribe to this channel so you never miss a word that comes next. Share this with someone who is in a difficult waiting season right now, because your simple act of sharing might be the exact encouragement they needed today to keep going. Now, let us press on, because there is still more that I want to say to you. My child, I want to talk to you about the healing process, because many of you are in the middle of healing from things that were genuinely painful and deeply damaging. Not mild inconveniences, not small disappointments that sting for a day. Real wounds. Wounds from betrayal by people you trusted. Wounds from loss that changed the entire shape of your life. Wounds from years of being in environments that told you repeatedly that you were not enough. Wounds from things done to you that should never have been done. Wounds from your own choices that you now carry with regret. These are real, and they deserve to be taken seriously, and I am not going to minimize them by rushing past them. But I want to speak to you honestly about something that I see happening in the lives of many who are walking through deep healing. There is a temptation in the healing process to make the wound your permanent identity, to organize your entire life around the pain, to let the injury become the defining story of who you are rather than one chapter in a much larger story. And I understand why that happens. When pain is intense enough and long-lasting enough, it fills so much of your awareness that it begins to feel like the whole of you. It begins to feel like the most true and most permanent thing about you. But it is not. It is real. I am not dismissing it, but it is not the truest thing about you, and it is not the most permanent thing about you. You are more than your wound. You are more than your history. You are more than the worst thing that ever happened to you, or the worst thing you ever did. And one of the most important parts of the healing journey is the gradual movement from a wound-centered identity to a purpose-centered identity. From defining yourself primarily by what happened to you to finding yourself primarily by who I made you to be. This is not a quick shift. It does not happen in a single prayer or a single revelation or a single powerful moment of insight. It happens slowly and sometimes painfully through a long process of choosing again and again to agree with what I say about you rather than what the wound says. It happens through the repeated choice to look at yourself through the lens of my love rather than through the lens of what you lost or what was done to you. It happens through the daily practice of bringing the tender and wounded places to me and letting me speak truth over them until the truth becomes more familiar to your heart than the lie. And it also happens through the courageous act of forgiving, not because forgiveness is easy, not because what was done to you was acceptable, not because the person who wounded you deserves to be forgiven, but because you deserve to be free. Unforgiveness is a chain, and it does not chain the person who hurt you. It chains you. It keeps you energetically connected to the very thing and the very person that caused your pain. It keeps part of your life continuously organized around that injury even when the original circumstances are long gone. Forgiveness cuts the chain. It does not erase the memory. It does not pretend the wrong never happened. It does not restore trust or make a broken relationship whole again automatically. Forgiveness simply means you release the debt. You stop requiring that person to pay what they owe you before you can be free. You hand them over to me, and you walk away no longer bound to the weight of what they did. And when you do that, something remarkable happens. Space opens up inside you. Space that the bitterness was occupying, and into that space, I can pour something entirely new. Hope, forward movement, the next chapter. So, if you have been holding on to unforgiveness and telling yourself you will forgive when you feel ready, I want to gently but clearly tell you that the feeling of readiness rarely comes before the choice to forgive. The choice comes first. The feelings follow later. You choose to forgive even when every feeling in your body is screaming that it is not fair. And then over time, through prayer and through my grace working in the space your choice created, the feelings begin to align with the choice. It is a process, but it begins with a decision. And I am asking you to make that decision today. My precious child, I also want to speak to you about the enemy of your soul that we discussed earlier in this conversation, but from a different angle this time. Because I want you to understand not just that the enemy is working against you, but specifically what his primary strategy is in this season of your life. And his primary strategy is not actually attack. His primary strategy is distraction. He knows that if he attacks you directly and obviously, you will recognize what is happening and you will run to me. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission will grow into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Giving to this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-Fi community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through hearts that are kind. This is what I say over you now. Each gift you give is like a stream of living water that flows into the life of someone who needs healing. Give, and it will be given to you is not just a verse for Jesus, it is a living promise that shapes your future. Allow me to invite you now with a simple act of faith. Come into this moment with purpose, with honesty, and with hope. The money you give today is not a donation. The act of spiritual obedience that lets your heavens open is what opens them. Let go of your seed and see what God brings back into your life. You will pray. You will seek my face. You will put on the spiritual armor and fight back, and he will lose. He is always lost when my people actually stand and fight in faith. So direct attack is actually not his most effective strategy. His most effective strategy is distraction. Keep you busy with things that are not bad enough to recognize as attacks, but are not good enough to truly build your life. Keep you occupied with the urgent so that you never get around to the important. Keep you entertained so that you never get quiet enough to really hear my voice. Keep you comparing yourself to others so that you are always either feeling superior and proud or feeling inferior and discouraged, but never fully present in your own calling. Distraction is the enemy's most effective weapon in the modern world, and it has never been easier to deploy, because there has never been more competing for your attention than there is right now in this moment in history. Every device around you is designed by very smart people to capture your attention and hold it as long as possible. Every platform you use is engineered to give you just enough stimulation to keep you coming back for more. Every notification is a tiny interruption that pulls your focus away from the things that actually matter most in your life. I am not telling you to throw away your devices. I am not preaching against technology. I am asking you to be intentional and deliberate about how you use what you have access to. Because the question is not whether you use these tools, but whether these tools are using you. Are you in control of your attention? Or has your attention been handed over to whoever shouts the loudest, or moves the fastest, or triggers the strongest emotion? Because wherever your attention consistently goes, that is where your life is being built. And if your attention is being scattered across 1,000 small and unimportant things all day long, then your life will reflect that scattering. Come back to what matters. Come back to the things that are truly building the life I designed for you. Come back to the relationships that deserve your full presence. Come back to the work that carries genuine meaning and purpose. Come back to the quiet time with me, where your spirit gets fed and your direction gets clear. Come back to the practices that make you stronger, healthier, more loving, more alive. Do not let the noise of distraction keep stealing the hours that were meant to build something beautiful and lasting. And my dear child, let us talk about provision, because I know that for many of you, the area of finances and material need has been a source of significant anxiety and even fear. I see the worry about the bills. I see the stress about the end of the month. I see the fear about the future and whether there will be enough, and I want to speak directly into that worry with truth that I need you to really receive and stand on. I am your provider, not as a title or a theological concept, but as a present and active and personally engaged reality in your life. I see exactly what you need. I know the number of your bills. I know the state of your bank account. I know what your family requires to live and to flourish. And I have not looked at any of that and panicked. I have not looked at the gap between what you have and what you need and shrugged. I am actively involved in your provision, and I have not run out of resources, and I am not going to. But here is something I want you to examine honestly. How much of the financial stress you are carrying right now is actually about genuine need, and how much of it is about comparison and wanting what others have, because those are two very different things and they require two very different responses. Genuine need I meet with provision. Discontentment that comes from constantly comparing your resources to other people's lives, I address not with more stuff, but with the deeper satisfaction that comes from gratitude and trust. I am not saying your financial challenges are not real. Some of you are facing genuine hardship, and I see it and I am moving in it. But I am asking all of you to examine the soil of your heart around money and possessions. Is it good soil? Is it soil that can receive blessing without being corrupted by it? Is it soil that trusts me when things are tight? Is it soil that is generous even in the lean seasons because it trusts that what is given out of obedience will be multiplied back? Because the condition of the soil determines what kind of harvest the seed can produce. Develop a generous heart, not because you are obligated to, not as a transaction to get something back, but because generosity is the practical expression of trust. When you give, you are saying with your actions that you believe I am your source and not your bank balance. You are saying that you trust my economy more than the world's economy. You are saying that what I have spoken about sowing and reaping is more real to you than the fear of not having enough. And that kind of trust expressed in that kind of practical generosity creates an atmosphere in your life that my provision can flow into freely. Practice generosity in all its forms. Give financially when you can and when I prompt you, but also give your time generously to people who need it. Give your attention generously to the people in front of you. Give your encouragement generously to people who are struggling. Give your skill and your knowledge generously to those who could benefit from it. Generosity is not just about money. It is a whole posture of the heart that says, what I have been given is not just for me. It is meant to flow through me and bless others. And when you live in that posture consistently, you will find that the flow never runs dry, because I keep replenishing what is given out of love and obedience. Now, my child, I want to speak to you about prayer. Real prayer. Not the kind that is a list of requests delivered to a distant and busy God who may or may not get around to addressing them, but the kind of prayer that is a genuine and living conversation between a child and a father who is fully present and deeply attentive. Because I think many of you have a relationship with prayer that is more complicated than it needs to be and less powerful than it was designed to be. Some of you avoid prayer because it feels like talking into empty air. You pray and nothing seems to happen, and eventually the silence starts to feel like confirmation of what part of you feared all along, that no one is listening. But I am listening, every word. Every whispered desperation at 2:00 in the morning. Every prayer that was more tears than words. Every half-formed thought you lifted toward me in the middle of a terrible day. I receive all of it, and the apparent silence is not absence. I have already spoken to this earlier in our conversation, but I want to go deeper here, specifically about how you pray. Most people spend the majority of their prayer time talking, asking, requesting, and there is absolutely a place for that. I want you to bring your requests to me. I want you to ask. But prayer was never designed to be a monologue. It was designed to be a conversation, and a conversation requires listening as much as speaking. So when you come to me in prayer, do not just deposit your list and then get up and go about your day. Stay. Be still. Wait in the quiet. Give me the opportunity to respond, to speak, to show you something, to bring something to your mind that you needed to notice. Learning to listen in prayer takes practice. Your mind is not naturally still. It wanders. It gets distracted. It starts composing your to-do list while you are trying to be quiet before me. Do not be discouraged by this. Every person who has ever learned to pray well went through exactly the same experience. The practice is simply to notice when your mind has wandered and gently bring it back. No frustration, no self-condemnation, just a gentle return to the place of listening. Over time, with consistency, the periods of quiet attentiveness will lengthen. Your ability to hear my voice will sharpen, and prayer will become less like a ritual and more like a genuine relationship, the most important relationship of your life. Also, pray specifically. Vague prayers get vague results. When you come to me with a specific need, or a specific question, or a specific area where you need direction, tell me specifically. Not because I do not already know. I know everything about your situation before you say a word. But the act of articulating your need specifically requires you to actually think through what you are believing for. It requires clarity and intentionality on your part. And it also means that when the answer comes, you will recognize it clearly rather than wondering in the back of your mind whether it was just coincidence. Pray with expectation. Not the anxious kind of expectation that is really just a form of worry about whether the answer will come, but the settled and confident kind of expectation that belongs to someone who has decided in advance that they'd believe what I have said about myself, I am the God who answers prayer. That is not a maybe. That is not a sometimes. That is who I am. My faithfulness is not dependent on your performance. My willingness to answer is not proportional to how worthy you feel. It is rooted in my nature, in my love, in the promises I have made and do not break. Pray from that foundation and watch what begins to shift. And my dear child, let us talk about the people who are going to come after you, because I want you to think beyond your own immediate life for a moment and consider the larger story you are part of. The choices you make today do not only affect today. They send ripples forward into time that you will never fully see, but that are absolutely real. The seeds you plant, the character you build, the faith you live out loud, the generosity you practice, the way you treat people when it costs you something, all of it is creating a legacy that will outlast your own life by generations. This is especially true for those of you who are parents. The most powerful thing you will ever do for your children is not the school you send them to, or the opportunities you give them, or the things you buy them. It is the faith you live in front of them every single day. Children do not primarily learn faith from what you tell them. They learn it from what they observe. They learn it from watching how you respond when things get hard. They learn it from seeing whether you actually trust me when the circumstances are scary. They learn it from hearing how you talk about me and to me in the ordinary moments of regular life. They learn it from watching whether your faith is a Sunday performance or a daily reality. You are shaping the faith of the generation that comes after you every single time you choose trust over fear in their sight. Every time you forgive someone who wronged you and they watch you do it. Every time you give generously when money is tight and they see you doing it anyway. Every time you get on your knees in prayer and they observe the position of your heart. Every time you choose honesty when dishonesty would have been easier and they notice. You are writing a script that they will carry with them long after you are gone. Make it a script worth following. And even if you do not have children, your life is still sending ripples forward. The people around you are watching you more closely than you know. The way you carry your faith in hard seasons speaks louder than any sermon. The way you love people who are difficult to love demonstrates a grace that cannot be manufactured. The way you keep showing up with integrity when no one would notice if you cut corners builds something in the culture around you that has impact beyond what you can measure. You are a legacy in motion every day in every choice. Take that seriously, not with heaviness, but with the beautiful awareness that your life matters beyond the moment you are currently living in. Now, beloved, I want to speak to you about comparison one more time, because it is such a persistent and damaging force in so many lives, and I want to be thorough in addressing it. You are not made to be a copy of anyone else. The entire premise of comparison is built on a misunderstanding of how I work. I do not make templates. I do not produce identical versions of a single ideal person. I make originals, every single one. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Fi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself, Jesus says. This is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. And when you spend your energy and attention comparing your original with someone else's original, you are engaging in an activity that produces nothing good and costs you enormously. Here is what comparison actually does in practical terms. It takes the energy and attention that could be invested in developing your own unique gifts and potential, and it redirects that energy toward measuring yourself against a standard that was never designed for you. It creates either pride, which blinds you to the genuine growth still needed, or it creates discouragement, which blinds you to the genuine progress already made. Neither of those serves you. Neither of those serves the people your life is meant to impact, and neither of those honors the intentional design I put into you specifically. Your path will not look like anyone else's path, and it was never supposed to. Your timeline will not match the timeline of the people around you, and that is by my design, not by mistake. Your gifts will be different from the gifts of the people you are tempted to compare yourself to. Your calling will lead you in a direction that may look nothing like the direction others around you are heading, and all of that is perfectly correct. It is exactly how it was supposed to be. The moment you embrace the unique path I have set before you and stop trying to measure it against someone else's journey, you will experience a freedom and a momentum that comparison was completely stealing from you. Run your race, not someone else's race. Your race at your pace, in your lane, with your gifts toward your particular finish line. Cheer for the people in the lanes beside you. Celebrate their victories genuinely. Be glad for their progress, and then turn your eyes forward and keep running your own course with everything you have. My child, as we continue on this journey together today, I want to address something that sits quietly in the background of many people's lives and creates a kind of low-level exhaustion that they cannot quite name or explain. It is the exhaustion that comes from performing, from living your life for an audience, from making your choices based primarily on how they will appear to the people around you, rather than on what is genuinely true and right. Performance exhaustion is real, and it is widespread, and it is one of the most draining ways a person can spend their life. You are not designed to live performing. You are designed to live authentically, from the inside out, from genuine conviction and genuine love and genuine faith. Not from the fear of how people will judge you if you fail to maintain the image you have been carefully cultivating. Not from the desperate need to be seen in a certain way. Not from the anxiety of wondering what people are thinking about your choices and your life. I see you fully, completely, without the performance. And what I see when all the performing falls away is someone I love completely and believe in deeply. The real you. The you that is still figuring things out. The you that has genuine doubts and genuine fears alongside genuine faith. The you that sometimes gets it wrong and sometimes gets it beautifully right. That person, the real one, is the person I am in relationship with, not the performance. And here is the beautiful thing about dropping the performance. When you stop spending your energy managing your image, and you start spending it simply being genuinely and honestly yourself, something remarkable happens in your relationships. People begin to trust you in a deeper way because authenticity is irresistible. People are hungry for it because it is rare. When someone has the courage to be genuinely themselves, to admit genuine struggles, to express genuine faith, to love without a hidden agenda, It creates a kind of magnetic realness that draws people in and creates actual depth in relationship rather than the shallow and exhausting performance of it. Be real, be honest, be authentically yourself, not as an excuse for poor behavior or unkindness, but as the daily practice of living from the inside out rather than the outside in. Let what people see be what is actually true. Let your words match your heart. Let your public life and your private life be recognizably the same. That kind of integrity is not just morally right, it is deeply freeing. And it is the only kind of life that can sustain genuine peace over the long term. And now, my beloved child, I want to speak to you about joy, real joy, not the surface happiness that comes and goes with circumstances, not the momentary pleasure of things going well, but the deep, persistent, almost stubborn joy that can exist even in hard seasons and even in the middle of unresolved pain. The joy that people sometimes look at and cannot understand because from the outside there is no obvious reason for it. That is the kind of joy I am talking about. This joy is not dependent on everything going right. It is not contingent on the waiting season ending, or the breakthrough arriving, or the problem being solved, or the relationship being restored. It exists independently of all of those things, because it is rooted in something that circumstances cannot touch. It is rooted in the certain knowledge of who I am, what I have done, and what I have promised. It is rooted in the awareness, the lived and felt awareness, that you are deeply loved, completely held, and walking toward an ending that is already settled and good. This joy is available to you right now, today, in whatever circumstances you are currently navigating. It does not require your situation to change first. It requires a shift in what you are choosing to focus on and rest in. Choose today to anchor your awareness in what is permanently true, rather than in what is temporarily difficult. Choose to rehearse my faithfulness more than you rehearse your fears. Choose to be present to what is genuinely good in this moment, rather than consumed by what is not yet resolved. Choose gratitude and watch how quickly it begins to open the door to joy. Joy is also closely connected to community, to the practice of genuine relationship with people who know and love and challenge you. We were not designed for isolation. You were made for belonging, for the kind of deep and honest connection with other human beings that sharpens your character and reminds you that you are not alone in your journey. Invest in those connections, protect them, nurture them, because the joy that comes from genuine community is one of my most beautiful gifts to the human experience. My dear child, we are drawing near to the end of our time together today, and I want to make sure I say this clearly and plainly before we part. Everything I have said to you in this long and full conversation has been leading to this one central truth that I want to leave ringing in your heart when you go. You are deeply, completely, and permanently loved, not because of anything you have done or will do, not because of how well you have performed or how perfectly you have obeyed or how beautifully you have handled the hard things in your life, simply because you are mine, and I do not love conditionally. I do not love with reservation. I do not love you less on your worst days than on your best ones. This love is the foundation of everything else in your life. Every truth I have spoken to you today stands on this foundation. The call to move forward stands on this love. The invitation to trust through the waiting stands on this love. The encouragement to heal and forgive and release stands on this love. The challenge to live authentically and generously and purposefully stands on this love. It all comes back to this one thing. You are loved fully now as you are. In the middle of everything you are carrying and everything you have not yet figured out and everything you are still becoming, let that be enough for today. Let that be the thing that steadies you when the fear comes back. Let that be the thing that keeps you moving when the waiting gets hard. Let that be the thing that opens your hands to give when the scarcity mindset tries to close them. Let that be the thing that gets you up in the morning when the weight of everything makes the bed feel like the only safe place. You are loved, and because you are loved, you are never alone. And because you are never alone, you have everything you need to take the next step and the step after that. And every step that follows all the way to the glorious finish line that is already waiting for you. Go forward, my precious child, not in fear, not in performance, not in comparison or striving, or the exhausting labor of trying to earn what I have already given you freely, but in the quiet and confident and deeply rooted joy of someone who knows whose they are and where they are going. The road ahead is full of beauty that you have not yet seen, and purpose that you have not yet stepped into, and provision that you have not yet received, and relationships that you have not yet built. And I will be in all of it. In front of you preparing the way, beside you walking every step, behind you covering every vulnerability, above you guiding the whole journey, within you supplying the strength that the journey requires. That is not poetry. That is your actual reality. Walk in it, live in it, rest in it, and never let go of it. My child, I want to talk to you about your identity, because one of the greatest tragedies I see in the lives of people I love is this. They are living far beneath who they actually are. They have accepted a version of themselves that was written by pain, by failure, by the words of unkind people, by seasons of loss and disappointment, and they have forgotten, or perhaps never fully believed, the version of themselves that I wrote before they were ever born. You are not who your worst moment says you are. You are not the sum of your failures. You are not the label that was put on you in school or at home or in that difficult relationship. You are not too much or too little or too broken or too late. You are my child, and I do not make things that are without purpose. I do not breathe life into something I have not already thought carefully about. You were not an accident. You were not a mistake. You were not born at the wrong time or into the wrong circumstances by chance. Every detail of you was intentional and purposeful. But here is what I see happening. You have been living as though you believe the lesser version of yourself. You have been making choices, accepting treatment, staying in situations, and limiting your own reach based on a story about yourself that simply is not true. And I want to interrupt that story today. I want to break it at its root. I want you to begin the process of seeing yourself the way I see you, not the way difficulty has taught you to see yourself. This does not happen all at once. I understand that. The layers of pain and doubt and false identity have built up over many years, and they do not all fall away in a single moment. But the process has to begin somewhere, and it begins with a decision. A decision to stop agreeing with every diminishing voice, and to start agreeing with the one voice that has always known exactly who and what you are. You have gifts inside you that the world genuinely needs, not in a vague or poetic sense, literally. You have a specific kind of empathy that can reach people no one else can reach. You have a specific kind of wisdom that can solve problems that other people cannot untangle. You have a voice, a perspective, a way of seeing things and expressing things that no one else alive can replicate. These are not accidents. These are intentional investments I made in you before you ever drew your first breath. And you have been sitting on them, hiding them, minimizing them, waiting until you are worthy enough or ready enough or healed enough to finally let them out. Stop waiting. Start being who you already are. Not perfectly, not all at once, but honestly and intentionally. Let the gifts begin to move. Let the voice begin to speak. Let the calling begin to breathe in the air outside of your own private thoughts, because the world is waiting and I am waiting, and you are the only one still holding the door closed. My precious child, I want to spend a moment speaking about gratitude, because it is one of the most powerful and most underestimated forces available to you. When life is hard, when things are not working out the way you hoped, when you are tired and disappointed and the future feels uncertain, gratitude feels almost impossible. You are about to enter your divine future. Remember that this message does not end with you. People can use your breakthrough to get where they need to go. Through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Fi community, you can help this mission. By doing so, you are sowing into the awakening, deliverance, and restoration of souls who are still trapped in darkness. This is not poetry when Jesus says, "Give, and heaven will open over you." Every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and safety for your family. Now is your time, my child. Have faith, and as you do, watch God multiply what you let go of. It can feel dishonest, like you are pretending everything is fine when it is not. But that is a misunderstanding of what genuine gratitude actually is. Gratitude is not pretending that nothing is hard. Gratitude is the decision to look for what is still true, still good, and still present even in the middle of what is difficult. It is the intentional choice to acknowledge that even in an imperfect and painful season, there are still mercies present. There are still reasons to lift your eyes. There are still evidences of my faithfulness that have not disappeared just because things are hard right now. And here is something remarkable about gratitude. It literally changes the way your brain functions. When you choose gratitude consistently, even in small ways, it begins to shift your internal chemistry. Your stress hormones decrease. Your capacity for hope and problem-solving increases. Your ability to notice the good things that are genuinely present in your life expands. This is not just spiritual truth. It is the way I designed the human mind and heart to function. So, I want to challenge you to begin practicing gratitude intentionally every single day. Not a long and complicated ritual. Just a few moments every morning before the noise of the day begins. 3 things you are genuinely grateful for right now. Not hypothetically, not eventually. Right now, in this actual moment of your real life, the breath in your lungs, the roof over your head, the fact that you are alive to hear this message today. Begin there, and then watch how over days and weeks and months the posture of your heart begins to shift in ways that will genuinely surprise you. Gratitude also directly confronts the spirit of anxiety, because anxiety is always trying to pull your attention forward into what might go wrong. Gratitude pulls your attention into the present and into what is already right. They cannot fully coexist in the same moment. When gratitude is genuinely present and active, anxiety loses much of its grip on your mind. Practice it faithfully and watch the difference it makes in your daily experience. My child, I also want to speak to you about the beautiful and undervalued gift of rest. Because I created rest, I modeled rest. I built rest into the very fabric of the rhythm of life. And yet you treat rest like it is a luxury you cannot afford or a reward you have not yet earned. You push past your limits day after day. You operate on less sleep than your body needs. You never truly stop and let yourself simply be still, because the moment you stop moving, all the emotions and thoughts and fears you have been running from catch up with you. So you keep running, you keep filling, you keep staying busy because busy feels safer than still. But you were not designed to run without stopping. A body that never rests breaks down. A mind that never quiets becomes foggy and overwhelmed. A spirit that never pauses to simply receive from me grows thin and exhausted and vulnerable. Rest is not laziness. Rest is obedience. Rest is trust. Rest is the posture that says, I believe you are working even when I am not. I believe you are holding things together even when I step back. I do not have to carry the entire weight of my life by myself at every moment. Let yourself rest. Give yourself permission to sleep without guilt, to sit in silence without producing anything, to enjoy a walk or a meal or a quiet evening without turning it into something productive. These are not wasted moments. These are the moments where I restore what the battle has depleted. These are the moments where I speak to you in the quiet tones that the busy hours cannot carry. These are the moments where your soul catches up with your body and your spirit catches up with your schedule. When you are rested, you are stronger. When you are rested, you hear my voice more clearly. When you are rested, you make better decisions. When you are rested, you have more to give to the people who need you. Rest is not the absence of faith. Rest is one of the most powerful expressions of it. And my dear child, as we draw this long and important conversation toward its close, I want to speak one more time about hope. Real hope, not the wishful thinking kind, that is just a pleasant feeling that has no foundation, but the kind of hope that stands on something solid and unshakable. Even when everything around it is uncertain and shifting, your life may feel uncertain right now. The road ahead may not be fully clear. There may be situations you are walking through that you do not yet know the outcome of. There may be prayers you have been praying for a long time that have not yet been answered in the way you hoped. There may be things you have believed for and waited for and trusted for that still have not arrived. And in the middle of all of that waiting and uncertainty, the temptation is to let your hope quietly shrink, to lower your expectations so that disappointment does not hurt as much, to stop believing for the bigger thing because the smaller thing feels safer. But I want you to resist that shrinking with everything in you, because hope is not naive. Hope is not foolish. Hope is not a sign that you are disconnected from reality. Hope is the entirely reasonable response to a God who has never once failed to keep a promise. Hope is what you build when you look back at every dark season you have already been carried through, and you realize that not one of them finished you. Every single time you thought it was over, it was not over. Every single time you thought there was no way through, a way appeared. Every single time you came to the end of your own strength, something greater than your strength showed up. That track record is the foundation your hope stands on. It is not wishful thinking. It is evidence-based trust. So hold your hope high. Do not let the length of the waiting season talk you out of what I have spoken over your life. Do not let the silence of a season convince you that I have gone quiet permanently. Do not let the difficulty of the road convince you that the destination is no longer real. Keep walking, keep trusting, Keep hoping, because I am not finished with your story. Not even close. The best chapters are still ahead, and I am the one holding the pen. Trust me with the outcome. Trust me with the timing. Trust me with the details you cannot yet see or control, and keep moving forward one faithful step at a time. My dear child, we have walked a long road together in this conversation today, and I hope that every word has settled into the places inside you that needed to hear it most. I hope the clarity has cut through the fog. I hope the courage has begun to stir where fear had been sitting too long. I hope the love behind every word has reached the parts of your heart that have felt unseen or forgotten, or too tired to keep going. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are not too broken to be used, too late to begin, or too far gone to be restored. You are my child, deeply known, completely loved, fully forgiven, and absolutely filled with purpose that the world is still waiting to see come fully alive. So go now, not in anxiety, not in pressure, but in the settled and confident peace of someone who knows whose hands their life is in. Take the step, make the call, have the conversation, begin the thing. In the thing, trust the process, rest in the journey, and never, not even for a single dark moment, let go of the truth that I am with you in every single step of it. I was with you before this moment. I am with you in this moment, and I will be with you in every moment still to come. That is my promise to you, and I do not break my promises. Ever go forward, my beloved child. Your breakthrough is not behind you. It is ahead, and it is closer than you think.